What's going on, guys? I'm BloodyAbsol, calling Brock, and welcome to another playthrough challenge video. This video was suggested by Wentz Sanders, who said to play Pokemon Crystal with only a Phanpy. Phanpy is a pure ground-type Pokemon with a base stat total of 330, with 90 HP, 60 attack and defense, and 40 in the rest of its stats. Phanpy is mainly only able to learn normal-type moves, with only 2 stab ground moves coming from TMs. The only other attacking moves Phanpy gets that aren't ground or normal type are Rollout and Rock Smash. With that covered, let's go ahead and discuss the rules for this challenge. First, I can only use a Phanpy in battle. Second, no healing items can be used, but things such as PP restoring items and held items can be. Third, Kanto is not required because it's technically post-game. And fourth, HM slaves are allowed. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start this challenge. With the randomizer software, I replaced Chikorita with Phanpy so our rival will have the only starter Pokemon weak to ground types. With Dumbo in hand, we can leave Newark Town and battle every encounter to gain experience. After a few minutes, we make it to Mr. Pokemon's house and pick up an egg and a Pokedex. Professor Elm then calls the 10-year-old after he gets robbed instead of the police. We head back to the scene of the crime, and we run into a random unsuspicious bystander. He starts to battle us, and after spamming tackle, we win. We make it back to the lab and give the professor the egg. We can now start our journey and make our way to Cherryvale and Route 30 to arrive in Violet City. We clear out the Sprout Tower and grind a bit, and head to the gym. At this point, we're only level 15 and only have Tackle as a damaging move. However, that's enough and we can easily defeat Faulkner with a few tackles, and earn the Zephyr Badge, and finally a stab move. Along with the badge, Faulkner also gives us the TM for Mudslap. It's absurdly weak, but it's the best we have right now. Professor Elm gives us the egg and we put it in the box immediately. We head down Route 32 and walk through Union Cave to make it to Azalea Town, and walk into a random old man's house. He runs away in fear, and last he told us he fell down the well and broke his back. We don't pay any attention to him and start battling gang members that also fell down the well. It was at this point where I realized I wasn't recording my game audio, so I changed that immediately. Once we clear them out and save the Slowpoke, we head to battle Bugsy. I defend Scroll against Metapod and in preparation for the Scyther, but thanks to Fury Cutter, Phanpy faints. I go back and win the same strategy, but I decide to use Flail instead of Tackle after taking a few hits, and Scyther faints after a few turns, giving us the Hive Badge. The unnamed bystander shows up again, and another battle ensues. We one-shot his Ghastly with Mudslap, and attack the Zubat twice with Flail. Next, Quilava goes down with 2 Mudslaps. We then head to the Ilex Forest and chase around a runaway bird, and return to its trailer to receive Cut. We teach it to an HM slave, and walk through the forest to find the guy who gives us the Headbutt TM and replace Tackle with it. We can then arrive on Route 34. I battle all the trainers on this route to prepare for Whitney, and I do the same on the route above, and walk to the gym right after. I make it to Whitney at level 26. I defense crawl against her Clefairy until it gets smashed into a belly drum, and I panic and knock it out right away. Once Melting comes out, I spam Mudslap to make sure the rollout can't build up. After some annoying stalling with Milk Drink, we knock out the dreaded Miltank with a crit headbutt. We can now pick up a Warning Cane and attack a poor pseudo-widow that was just minding its own business. I'm sorry, my friend, you don't deserve this. After fighting a few more trainers, we make it to Ecruteak City, and we enter the Burn Tower where we find that random guy again! Hey pal, how you doing? It's been a while! He battles us, and we knock out his Haunter with Mudslap right away, but only after he uses Curse. We then one-shot Zubat with Headbutt, and Magnemite with Mudslap, and for 3 more Mudslaps, we knock out his Quilava, and fall in the hole? Anyway, after that, we awaken the legendary beast, and Eugene digs us out. We can then head to the gym and battle the trainers. Is this lady having a heart attack? I'm kinda concerned. Anyway, we begin the battle against Morty. We knock out his Ghastly right away with Mudslap and do big damage to his first Haunter. But we get hit by Nightshade before knocking it out. His Gengar comes out next, and it only uses Hypnosis and Mist every time, so we can knock it out pretty easily with Mudslaps. With his final Haunter, we almost knock it out with Mudslap, but it knocks itself out with Curse, ending the battle. Once the gym's done, we head to fight the Kimono Girls and grab the Surf HM. Next, we battle the trainers on Route 38 and make it to Olivine City and pick up the Strength HM and teach it to Phanpy over Headbutt. Next, we scale the lighthouse and fight Jasmine and a sick Ampharos at the top. Now tasked with getting medicine, we can head across the ocean to arrive in Sandwood City. While we're here, we can go ahead and take on Shuck. I didn't heal to try and get a big flail hit on Poliwrath, but that didn't go too well. I go back with full health and just use Strength to knock out both his Pokemon. It was at this point where I taught Dumbo Rollout over Flail. We grab the HM for Fly and head back to Allvine to cure Ampharos, and Jasmine heads back to the gym and we follow suit. We knock Magnemite out right away with Mudslap, but Steelix then hits us with Screech, and Mudslap to lower its accuracy, but ends up hitting us with Iron Tail and it does big damage. I defense scroll a few times to return our defense to normal. After a few more turns of me not doing enough damage and Steelix landing 2 more Iron Tails, we lose. I head back to seeing what about you seen just for fun and to think of a strategy. I decide to defense scroll a bunch against Magnemite. We do that. After a while, we Mudslap and knock it out. We then Mudslap Steelix until we only have a few left, and we will it down with strength from there. After that, her other Magnemite goes down to another Mudslap, giving us the Mineral Badge. After a quick trip out to Ekritique, we head into Mount Mortar and make it to Mahogany Town after battling a few trainers. We then head north to knock out the free shiny, and Lance gives us kudos for calming down the Gyarados. And he recruits the 10-year-old to help him take down Team Rocket. Cause that makes sense. We defeat all the grunts in the hideout and knock out the Electro to stop the funky signal. We then slide around the gym to make it to Price. We defense Corella and knock out Seal and Dugong, but we miss against Piloswine. We miss another rollout and get frozen by Piloswine's Blizzard and get knocked out soon after. I go back with the same strategy, and this time, rollout doesn't miss and all of Price's team gets swept. Once we leave the gym, Professor Elm gives us a call telling us there's something going on with the radio. We head back to Goldenrod and storm the radio tower, only to find the director at the top is a fake. After knocking out all of his coughing and wheezing with rollout, the fake tells us the real director is in the underground tunnels. We head down there, and the unnamed fella shows up once more. And after a defense scroll, we knock out all of his Pokemon with one consecutive rollout. After about 10 minutes of me trying to find out how the hell you do this damn door puzzle, we make it to the basement storage and get the card key from the real director. From that point on, it was smooth sailing through the tower, with little to no difficulty. The director gives us the clear bell, and we do the whole thing with Suicune. We then battle the trainers on Route 44 and enter the ice path. We grab the agent for Waterfall and make it out of the cave to arrive in Blackthorn City. With nothing else to do, we take on Gym Leader Claire. We defense scroll first turn as always, and after taking a few surfs, we knock out the first Dragonair with 2 rollout hits. After that, every other member of our team gets knocked out by the same rollout. We then do the whole thing with the Dragon Stand because Claire's a sore loser. We then head back to Newmark Town and surf east to arrive in the Kanto region. After a few more battles, we make it to Victory Road. We walk through what is arguably the easiest Victory Road, and we fight the random unnamed stranger for the final time. Per usual, defense scroll, rollout, instant death. But before we leave, we need to pick up a serious upgrade in the form of TM26, otherwise known as Earthquake. With this power-up, I head into the Elite Four at level 62. After some annoying confusion RNG against Will, and utterly destroying Koga, we make it to Bruno. Everything goes fine until Machamp lives in Earthquake and knocks us out with a crit cross chop. After a little grinding, we go back in at level 66 and make it to him at level 67. Machamp isn't able to get off a crit and gets 2-shot. We move on to Karen, but thanks to her bulky Umbreon, we get way too whittled down, and we can't really do much to Lance. On the third attempt, we get lucky enough that Rollo knocks out all of his Pokemon but Slowbro, who only used Curse. Next is Koga, and the good old defense for Rollo strategy blows right through him. Also funny sex number. Onto Bruno, Earthquake knocks out all of his Pokemon except Machamp. Thankfully, it misses Cross Chop and heals next turn, while we hit it with Strength and knock it out the turn after. We then enter the battle against Karen and Umbreon, who lives in Earthquake. It only stand attacks and it's barely an inconvenience. Vileplume gets one-shot by Earthquake, but we take small damage from Murkrow's Feint Attack to set Defense Curl. Murkrow goes down, but we miss the next rollout against Gengar. We take a lick and knock it out with 2 hits and Houndoom faints the next turn after. Next is the final battle of this challenge, the battle against the Dragon-type Master, Lance. We Defense Curl while Gyarados uses Rain Dance. Rollout then gets it down to red, and we eat up a Surf and knock it out the next turn. We then one-shot his first Dragonite, but miss against the second. It only used Twister and did minimal damage and gets knocked out after 2 rollouts. Aerodactyl then outspeeds Dumbo and barely scratches it with Ancient Power. It goes down to rollout the same turn. We're then able to outspeed and one-shot his Charizard and lands his final Dragonite with rollout to become the champion with only a Phanpy. So, in my opinion, this is one of the easiest challenges I've ever done. This is mainly due to Johto's weird leveling, so only using one Pokemon in this gen especially will over-level a Pokemon more than usual with minimal grinding. The Defense Curl rollout combo is also very broken, as we all know way too well thanks to Whitney. Regardless of the difficulty, I had a lot of fun with this challenge mainly because I love Phanpy, and I haven't played through Crystal in a hot minute. So I guess the big question is, can you beat Pokemon Crystal with only a Phanpy? And the answer is... yes. Yes, you can. Thank you again to Wen Sanders for suggesting this video idea, and thank you to everyone who watched this video. I hope you all enjoyed, so like, subscribe, and comment down below your idea for a challenge you think I should attempt. With that said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.